Who were the Mozarabs during the Reconquista? Imagine living in a city where your religion is allowed but not fully free. That was the life of the Mozarabs during the long period of Muslim rule in Iberia. They were Christians who stayed in the land after the Muslims arrived in the early 8th century. These people were mostly descendants of the Visigothic Christians who had lived there before the Muslim conquest. They chose to stay rather than leave 4 Christian northern kingdoms. The Mozarabs lived mainly in cities like Toledo, Córdoba, Zaragoza, and Seville. They often lived in separate neighborhoods called quarters, but they still interacted with Muslim neighbors. They kept practicing their Christian faith, using a special liturgy called the Mozarabic Rite. This was a version of Christian worship that kept many Visigothic traditions alive. Their everyday language was called Mozarabic or Andalusi Romance, which was Latin-based but had many Arabic words mixed in. Under Islamic law, the Mozarabs were considered dhimmis, or protected non-Muslims. They could practice Christianity and run their own civil affairs based on Roman and Visigothic laws. But they had to pay a tax called jizya, which was a fee for protection and exemption from military service. Many Mozarabs stayed Christian, but some converted to Islam over time, often for social or economic reasons. Others remained faithful to their religion despite the challenges. During the Reconquista, the Mozarabs played an important role as cultural bridges. Their knowledge of Arabic language and customs helped Christian kingdoms understand their Muslim neighbors better. When Christian armies retook cities like Toledo, Mozarabs often influenced the religious and cultural life of the new Christian rulers. They blended Christian and Arabic traditions, creating a unique cultural mix. In essence, the Mozarabs were Christians living under Muslim rule who kept their faith and identity while adopting some Arabic ways. Their story shows how complex life was in Iberia during these centuries of conflict and change. They were not just passive residents but active participants in the history of the Reconquista, shaping the cultural landscape of medieval Spain.